Hi students, I am Ranjit Raj. Welcome to my channel Math Learning Tutorial. So students, today we are going to learn about rational number. So this is the first chapter in class 8. Okay. So children, what are the rational numbers? So before going to know about rational numbers, we need to know about other number sets. Okay. So those are natural number sets, natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. Okay, integers, and then rational numbers. Okay, so children, what are the natural numbers? The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, whichever we are using in our real life are known as natural numbers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so on are said to be natural number set, and it is denoted with letter capital N. Okay, and children, next whole number set. So what are the whole numbers? Natural numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. So here 0 is there in whole numbers. Okay, now so what is the specialty of whole numbers? 0 is there. Okay, and 0 is called additive identity. So if we add 0 to any number, then there is no change in its values. So that is the reason 0 is called additive identity. So that additive identity is not there in natural number set because it is these are starting from 1. Okay. So whole numbers are denoted with the letter W, and those are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So children, next integer set are integers. Integers are denoted with the letter Z because other name of integers is Zahlen numbers. Z-A-H-L-E-N, Zahlen numbers. So that is the reason we are representing integers with letter Z. So children, suppose if we go to Ooty or Kodaikanal, so those places will be very cool, and sometimes the temperature reaches to negatives. Okay, so to represent negative numbers, okay, we will use integers. Not only negative numbers, positive numbers including 0. Okay, so the set of positive numbers, negative numbers including 0 are said to be integer set. So z is equal so on -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, so on. So children, there is no least number. We cannot define the least number or smallest number in integer set, and we cannot tell the biggest number in the integer set. Okay, so this is known as positive infinity, negative infinity. Means those are undefined numbers. Undefined numbers are represented with the letter infinity. Okay, like this. So next, rational numbers. Okay, so our chapter is rational numbers. So what are the rational numbers? So children, rational numbers are also called quotient numbers. Okay, rational numbers are also called quotient numbers. Okay, so children, these are represented with letter Q. And children, what are the rational numbers? A number which can be written in the form of P by Q. Okay, a number which can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers. P comma Q belongs to Z, and Q is not equal to 0. Okay, so children, these type of numbers are said to be rational numbers. A number which can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. So these type of numbers are said to be rational numbers. So children, all natural numbers, all whole numbers, all integers are also rational numbers. Why? Suppose you take -5. -5 can be written as -5 by 1. Any number can be written as by 1. If you write by 1, there is no change. Okay, so that is the reason P by Q form is there, and -5 is integer, 1 is integer, so therefore it is rational number. Okay, now take 0. 0 can be written as 0 by 1. 0 is integer, 1 is integer, so 0 by 1, that is 0, is an is a rational number. Okay, so also 5 by 7, negative 5 by 4. So these all comes under rational numbers, children. Okay, suppose if you take root 2, root 2 is not rational number. Because you can, so you may think why is root 2 can be written as root 2 by 1, why it is not rational number? Why? Because what is the condition? P comma Q belongs to Z. It means both numerator and denominator must be rational integer. But here, if you take root 2 and 1, root 2 is does not belongs to integer set. These type of root numbers are not there in integer set. Okay, so condition numerator and denominator must be integer and denominator should not become 0. Okay, so these are rational numbers, children. Once again, I'll repeat the definition. A number which can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0, are said to be rational numbers. Now let's learn about properties of the rational numbers. Now let's see different types of properties which are satisfied by rational numbers. Okay, so first property is closure property. Okay, closure property. So children, closure property means suppose A plus B is equal to C. Okay, if A is rational number and B is rational number, if that sum also a rational number, so we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying closure property under addition. Okay, now suppose children, so I am taking one rational number, A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 2. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. See, 1 is rational number and 2 also rational number, 3 also rational number. 1 is nothing but 1 by 1, 2 by 1, 3 by 1. All these are rational numbers only. So sum of two rational number also a rational number. So we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying closure property under addition. Okay. So next is about subtraction, children. Suppose I am taking same, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1 minus 2 is equal to negative 1. 1 is rational number, 2 also rational number, negative 1 also rational number. Negative 1 by 1 you can write. So we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying closure property under subtraction. Now children, I am seeing multiplication. A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 2. 1 2's are what? 2. 1 is rational, 2 is rational, its product 2 also rational. So we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying closure property under multiplication. Okay, now so if I am taking 1 divided by 2, that is 1 by 2, this is okay, children, but it must be satisfied for all the numbers. Suppose if I am taking this, in this case it is okay, but we cannot conclude that rational numbers are satisfying closure property under division, because I am taking A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0. Then 1 divided by 0 is equal to what, children? Undefined. Okay, so division is failing. So undefined we are getting means, undefined means we cannot define what type of number is that. Okay, so children, division is failing here. Means you can tell rational numbers are not satisfying closure property under division. So rational numbers are satisfying closure property under addition, subtraction and multiplication, but not satisfying under division. Okay, now children, let's see second property, that is commutative property. Okay, commutative property. So children, let's take two rational numbers A and B. Suppose if A plus B is equal to B plus A, so if A and B are satisfying this condition, then we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying commutative property under addition. Okay, so children, I am taking A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. So A plus B is equal to what? 1 plus 2, that is equal to 3. B plus A is equal to what? 2 plus 1, that is equal to 3. Both are equal. A plus B is equal to B plus A. So children, we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying commutative property under addition. Under addition, it is satisfying. So second thing is subtraction. Okay, subtraction, under subtraction. So children, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. A minus B is equal to what? 1 minus 2, that is negative 1. B minus A is equal to what? 2 minus 1, that is 1. So here A minus B is not equal to B minus A. Both are not equal. So we can tell that rational numbers are not satisfying commutative property under subtraction. Okay, so subtraction is failing. Now let's see under multiplication. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. So children, if A into B is equal to B into A, then we can tell that, okay, rational numbers are satisfying commutative property. So I am taking A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 2. A into B is equal 1 2s are 2. And B into A is equal 2 1s are 2. Children, here product is same. Okay, A into B, B into A, both are same. So we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying commutative property under multiplication. So satisfying, multiplication is satisfying. Now fourth one, division. So if A divided by B is equal to B divided by A, then we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying commutative property under division. But take one example, children. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2. So A divided by B means 1 divided by 2, that is 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5. And B divided by A value is 2 by 1, which is equal to 2. Both are not equal. A divided by B is not equal to B divided by A. So we can tell that rational numbers are not satisfying commutative property under division. So children, commutative property is satisfying in the case of addition and multiplication only. So subtraction and under subtraction and under division, rational numbers are not satisfying commutative property. Now let's see third property, that is associative property. Okay, now associative property. Associative property. So children, here we will take the three numbers. It's related to three numbers. Suppose under addition I am checking first one. If A plus B plus C is equal A plus B plus C, to LHS bracket is there for B and C, to RHS bracket is there for A and B. Suppose if A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C, if rational numbers are satisfying this condition, then we can tell that those are satisfying associative property under addition. So I am taking A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3. So children, now A plus B plus C I am taking. So A plus of B plus C is equal to 1 plus of 2 plus 3, that is equal to 1 plus 5, that is equal to 6. Now A plus B plus C. A plus B means 1 plus 2 inside of the bracket plus 3 outside. So that is 3 plus 3. This is also 6. And children, both are equal, right? It is satisfying. Okay. So we can tell that. So both LHS is equal to RHS. So we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying associative property under addition. Okay. So under addition, this is satisfying. First one is true. Now under subtraction, children. Under subtraction. So what is the relation? A minus of B minus C is equal to A minus B minus C. So same example I am taking. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3. So now I am taking LHS. A minus of B minus C is equal to 1 minus of 2 minus 3, children. So that is 1 minus of 2 minus 3 value is minus 1. Okay, and minus into minus plus. So that is 1 plus 1, 2. Now A minus B minus C I am taking. So what is A minus B? 1 minus 2 minus 3. 1 minus 2 value is negative 1, children, and minus 3 is there. Negative 1, negative 3 value is negative 4. So both are not equal. No? So 2 is not equal to minus 4. So children, so we can tell that rational numbers are not satisfying associative property under subtraction. Now let's see multiplication. Okay. So third one is multiplication. So A into B into C is equal to A into B into C. So here also I am taking the same values. A is equal to 1, B is equal to, and C is equal to 3. Now LHS, A into B into C is equal 1 into 2 into 3 children. So that is 1 into 6, that is equal 6. So first whatever there inside of the brackets, that part we have to simplify first. So 1 6 are 6. Okay, LHS is 6. Now let's see RHS. A into B into C. So children, that is 1 into 2 into 3. 1 2s are 2 and 2 3s are 6. So LHS is equal RHS, no? So we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying associative property under multiplication. Okay, now let's see division. Okay, so fourth part is what? Division. So A divided by B divided by C is equal A divided by B divided by C. So children, I am taking the same example. A is 1, B is 2 and C is 3. I am taking the LHS. That is 1 divided by half, 2 divided by 3. Means 1 divided by 2 by 3. So you can also write it as 1 by 2 by 3. That is reciprocal 3 by 2. So now let's see RHS. A divided by B divided by C. That is 1 divided by 2 of divided by 3. So children, 1 by 2 divided by 3. Means 1 by 2 by 3, it's nothing but children 1 by 2 into, it becomes its reciprocal 1 by 3. So that is what? 1 by 6. Okay now, 1 by 6. So children, LHS is 3 by 2 and RHS is 1 by 6. Both are not equal. Okay now, both are not equal. So children, we can tell that rational numbers are not satisfying associative property under division. So multiplication and addition and multiplication, only under these two operations rational numbers are satisfying associative property. Now let's see next property. Now children, let's see distributive property. So distributive property means A into B plus C, A bracket of B plus C. Children, in mathematics you remember brackets are representing multiplication. So A bracket of B plus C is equal A into B plus A into C. I am taking one example. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. So 1 of 2 plus 3 is equal 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3. So 1 of 5 is equal 1 2s are 2 plus 1 3s are 3. 1 5s are 5, 2 plus 3 also 5. LHS is equal to RHS, right children? So we can tell that rational numbers are satisfying distributive property. Okay. So children, sometimes property will be like this, B plus C into A. So here we will write B into A plus C into A. Okay now, so this is also distributive property. Yeah, now children, now let's see few more properties. One is additive identity, additive inverse. What is additive identity? Identity means by adding that value, so to whatever we are adding, its value should not change. So the type of number is 0. So 0 is called additive identity. Okay. What is additive identity? 0. Okay. So if you add 0 to anything, there is no change in its value. So 0 is additive identity. Next, additive inverse. So children, it's very simple. Additive inverse means, by adding that number we should get result 0. If sum of two numbers is 0, then each is called additive inverse of the other. Suppose plus 5 is there, additive inverse is minus 5. Suppose minus 5 is there, additive inverse is plus 5. Okay, just we will take the opposite signs. To 0, additive inverse is 0 only, because there is no positive 0, negative 0 like that. Okay, so children, if x is a given number, so additive inverse of x is equal to negative x. Additive inverse of negative x is positive x. Just we will take the opposite signs. Okay. So next, multiplicative identity. Okay. Multiplicative identity. So children, multiplicative identity means by multiplying that number, value of the given number should not change. Okay. So the type of number is 1. If we multiply anything with 1, then there is no change in the given value. Okay, so 1 is multiplicative identity. Whatever you multiply with 1, its value never change. 1 2s are 2 1 threes are 3, 1 hundreds are 100, 1 thousands are 1000. So whatever you take, amma, if you multiply with 1, there is no change in the value. So 1 is the multiplicative identity. Next to multiplicative inverse. So multiplicative identity is 1. Next multiplicative inverse. So multiplicative inverse means, so children, if product of two numbers is 1, then each is called multiplicative inverse of other. 2 into 1 by 2 is equal to 1, no? 2 is multiplicative inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, and 1 by 2 is a multiplicative inverse of 2. Okay, so simply we have to take the reciprocals of the given numbers to get the multiplicative inverses. So children, to 0 multiplicative inverse is not possible because 1 by 0 if you take, that is undefined. Okay, so multiplicative, if x is a non-zero number, then multiplicative inverse of x is equal to 1 by x. So here x must be not equal to 0. Okay now, so to 2 1 by 2, to minus 5 minus 1 by 5, to 7 1 by 7. So all these are multiplicative inverses. Okay, so children, now let's see few problems in exercise. Let's see problem number 1 in exercise 1.1. Name the property involved in following examples. 8 by 5 plus 0 is equal to 8 by 5 is equal to 0 plus 8 by 5. So children, it means what? By adding 0, its value is not changing. So what is the property name? Additive identity. Okay, additive identity. And see the second problem. 2 of 3 by 5 plus 1 by 2 is equal 2 into 3 by 5 plus 2 into 1 by 2. So this is called a distributive property. Okay, so distributive property. So next 3 by 7 into 1 is equal to 3 by 7 is equal to 1 into 3 by 7. It means children, if you multiply 1 with the number, its value is not changing. So this is what? Multiplicative identity. Okay, multiplicative identity. So next, negative 2 by 5 into 1 is equal to negative 2 by 5 is equal to 1 into negative 2 by 5. Same. Multiplying with 1, so there is no change in the product. So that is multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. Next, 2 by 5 plus 1 by 3 is equal to 1 by 3 plus 2 by 5. A plus B is equal to B plus A. So just we are changing in its order, its position. Okay, exactly values we are not changing, its place we are changing. So this property is called commutative property. A plus B is equal to B plus A. Okay, so it's commutative property. Okay, Nama. Next, 5 by 3 into 3 by 7 is equal to 15 by 14. They are simplifying, they are multiplying. And this is rational number, 3 by 7 rational number, product also rational number. Okay, so this is what? Closure property. A into B is equal to C means closure property. Okay, and next 7a plus minus 7a is equal to 0. Which children, we are getting the sum as 0. So by multiplying these two numbers we are getting 0 means here each is called additive inverse of each other. So here each is called additive inverse of each other. So this property name additive inverse. Okay, so this is additive inverse. Okay, so next x into 1 by x is equal to 1. By multiplying two numbers we are getting 1. Here each is called multiplicative inverse of other and x is non-zero number. So children, this property is multiplicative inverse, product is 1. Okay, so this is multiplicative inverse. Okay, multiplicative inverse. Next, 2 into x plus 2 into 6 is equal to 2 of x plus 6. So children, here this is called distributive property. Okay, now distributive property. Distributive property. So children, so in this way we can write all these properties name. Okay, now children, now let's see problem number 2. write the additive and multiplicative inverses of the following. Okay, so to this we need to write the additive inverse and multiplicative inverse. Negative 3 by 5 is there. So children, to this problem, additive inverse is, okay, additive inverse is, just we will take plus, there means minus, minus there is plus. So to negative 3 by 5, additive inverse is positive 3 by 5. Means children, if you add 3 by 5 to minus 3 by 5, we are getting the 0. Means that sum is 0. So multiplicative inverse is positive 3 by 5. And additive inverse is positive 3 by 5. Now multiplicative inverse. So children, multiplicative inverse means just we have to take the reciprocals, that's it. Reciprocals means what? A by B means B by A is the reciprocal. So negative 3 by 5 is there. So negative 5 by 3 is it's a reciprocal. Okay, so to first problem, multiplicative inverse is negative 5 by 3. Because minus 3 by 5 into minus 5 by 3, minus into minus plus, 3 3 cut, 5 5 cut, you will get final result as plus 1. Okay, so like that. Now see the second problem 1. To one additive inverse. To one additive inverse is, children, plus 1 is given, just to take the opposite sign. So additive inverse is minus 1. Plus 1, minus 1 value, plus 1 plus minus 1 value, 0. 1 minus 1 only, no? So to this multiplicative inverse. Okay now. So to one multiplicative inverse is, just we can take 1 by 1. That is nothing but 1 only. So to one multiplicative inverse is what? 1 only. 1 into 1 by 1. 1 into 1, 1 finally. So now next 0 is given, children. To 0, what is additive inverse? To, if you add 0 to 0, then you will get 0. So to 0, additive inverse is 0 only, children. Okay, so there is no plus 0, minus 0 like that, just 0 only. Okay, so 0. And what is the multiplicative inverse? What is the multiplicative inverse? If you take the multiplicative inverse, that is 1 by 0. Actually 0 by 1 is there. 0 is nothing but 0 by 1. 1 by 0 means that is undefined. Okay, so multiplicative inverse of 0 is just undefined. Okay, undefined. Let's see fourth problem, 7 by 9. Okay, so children, additive inverse is negative 7 by 9. Because plus 7 by 9 is there, so if we take the opposite sign, 7 by 9 plus minus 7 by 9 is 0. Okay, so to get the additive inverse, the sum should become 0. That's it. Okay, now multiplicative inverse. Okay, multiplicative inverse. So children, to get the multiplicative inverse, just we have to take the reciprocals. 7 by 9 is given now, so its reciprocal is 9 by 7. Because 7 by 9 into 9 by 7 gives us 1. So to get the multiplicative inverse, the product should become 1. Okay, so next to see fifth problem, negative 1 is there. So to this additive inverse. Okay, additive inverse. To negative 1, additive inverse is positive 1. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. Okay, and next multiplicative inverse. Okay, multiplicative inverse. So children, to get the multiplicative inverse, you have to take its reciprocal. 1 by minus 1, positive by negative is negative, 1 by 1 is 1. So in this way, we will solve this problem. Children, let's see problem number 3. Fill in the blanks. By using the properties, we have to fill all these blanks. So first problem, negative 1 by 17 plus dash is equal negative 12 by 5 plus negative 1 by 17. So children, it is in the form of a plus b is equal to b plus a, right? A plus b is equal to b plus a. So minus 1 by 17 plus, so here, so like a plus b, b plus a, means second number is minus 12 by 5. So this is what commutative property. Second one, negative 2 by 3 plus dash is equal negative 2 by 3. So here its value not changed. By adding which number value won't be changed? 0. Means additive identity. Now 1 into dash is equal 9 by 11. So if you multiply anything with 1, then there is no change in its value. 1 into 9 by 11 is 9 by 11. So this is what? Multiplicative identity. Next, negative 12 plus of 5 by 6 plus 6 by 7 is equal to negative 12 plus 5 by 6 of plus dash. Means children, a plus of b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. associative property. So here in the place of c, 6 by 7 is there. Here you can write 6 by 7. Now dash into 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 is equal to 3 by 4 into 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4 into dash. Children, very simple distributive property. A of b plus c then means what we will do? A into b plus A into c. So A is missing here. A of b plus c is equal to A into b plus A into dash. So in the place of A what is there? 3 by 4. So here 3 by 4 will come. So A into b plus c is equal to A into b plus A into c. In the place of c what is there? 1 by 3. So here 1 by 3 will come. Okay Amma? So now last bit, negative 16 by 7 plus dash is equal to negative 16 by 7. Very simple. By adding 0 there is no change in its value. So here we can take 0. This is additive identity. Okay. So children, I hope you understood well. If you have any doubts, please put in the comment section. Okay, and children, please subscribe my channel and share my channel with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.